Hello everyone, welcome to this series of science lessons. In this chapter, we will study about nutrition in plants. In the previous class, we studied that food is essential for all living organisms. We all need food to survive. More often, we depend on plants and even meat to survive. In order to survive, we need nutrients. Nutrients include carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins, and minerals. All living organisms require food. As I said earlier, all living organisms require food. We know that plants can make food for themselves, but animals like us cannot produce food by ourselves. We depend on other animals or plants. Mode of nutrition in plants. Plants are the only organisms that can prepare food by themselves. In the sense, they use our atmospheric water and carbon dioxide and some other minerals. Nutrients enable living organisms to build their bodies. Nutrition is the mode of taking food by an organism and its utilization by the body. The mode of nutrition in which organisms make food themselves from simple substances is called autotrophic. Auto means self, trophos means nourishment. We can observe that plants are autotrophs. They self nourish themselves. And on the other hand, animals and most other organisms take in food prepared by plants, and they are called heterotrophs. Even we are heterotrophs. We depend on plants and meat for our nutrition. Hetero means other, trophos means nourishment. We get nourishment from other sources. Photosynthesis. Water and minerals present in the soil are absorbed by the roots and transported to the leaves. Carbon dioxide will be taken from the air that is present in our surrounding through the tiny pores present in the surface of the leaves. These leaves are surrounded by guard cells. Such pores are called stomata. We can see stomata here surrounded by guard cells. This is the opening of stomata that we can observe on the surface of the leaves, generally on the back side of the leaf. Leaves have a green pigment called chlorophyll. It helps leaves to capture the energy of sunlight. Generally, the pigment of chlorophyll is green color. This energy is used to synthesize, meaning prepare food from carbon dioxide and water. You can see in the simple equation, in simple terms, plants absorb carbon dioxide and surrounding water in the presence of sunlight and produce carbohydrate plus oxygen. This method is called photosynthesis. Solar energy is captured by the leaves, that is what the sunlight is captured by leaves and stored in plant in the form of food. We can say sun is the ultimate source of energy for all living organisms. What happens in the sun? Nuclear reactions happen in the sun, and some parts of the energy we receive on earth. Those energy will be captured by the plants and it is stored and used as a food. Coming back to this equation, you can notice that plants absorb carbon dioxide plus water in the presence of sunlight and produce carbohydrate and oxygen. During this process, oxygen is released. The presence of starch in leaves indicate the occurrence of photosynthesis. Starch is also a carbohydrate. Other modes of nutrition in plants. We saw how plants nourish themselves with atmospheric carbon dioxide and water. Now let us see other modes of nutrition in plants. There are some plants which do not have chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is a green pigment, the green color what we see in plants. Some plants do not have chlorophyll. They cannot synthesize food. But how do they survive without nutrition? Like human beings and other animals, such plants depend on food produced by other plants. They use heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Have you seen or heard of plants that can eat insects? Or we can call it as other animals. There are few plants that can trap insects and digest them. Such insect-eating plants are called insectivorous plants. Saprotrophs. Soak a bread in water and wait for 2 to 3 days. You will see some patches formed on bread. What are these patches? These patches are called fungi. They have different mode of nutrition. They absorb nutrients from the bread. This mode of nutrition in which organisms take in nutrients from dead and decaying matter is called saprotrophic nutrition. Such organisms with saprotrophic mode of nutrition is called saprotrophs. Some organisms live together and share both shelter and nutrients from each other. This relationship is called symbiosis. Symbiosis, or we can call it as, in simple words, we can call it as mutual living. They live together by helping each other. Plant absorbs minerals and nutrients from the soil. So their amounts in the soil, the nutrient amounts in the soil keep on declining. The fertility of the soil keep on declining as the time passes. Fertilizers and manures contain nutrients such as nitrogen, potassium, phosphorus and many other things. These nutrients need to be added from time to time to enrich the quality of soil. We can grow plants and keep them healthy if we can fulfill the nutrient requirement of plants. We know that nitrogen gas is available in atmosphere in plenty. Those nitrogen is not readily available for the plants for usage, like carbon dioxide. They need nitrogen in a soluble form. Hence, addition of fertilizers and manures enrich the soil. The bacterium called Rhizobium can take atmospheric nitrogen and convert it into a usable form. But Rhizobium cannot make its own food. If it cannot make its own food, how can it survive? So, Rhizobium often lives in the roots of gram, peas, mung, beans and other leguminous plants and provides them with nitrogen. In turn, plants provide food and shelter to the bacteria. As we discussed earlier, this type of relationship is called symbiotic relationship, where both help each other. The content of this recording is borrowed from Karnataka Textbook Society, Bangalore, under Fair Usage Policy. This video is presented by Avari Technologies. Please do hit subscribe button to get more content. Thank you.